Well, good evening. Welcome to the Board of Education meeting for Greeley School District 6. Today is the 27th day of November, 2023. This meeting will now come to order. Please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Lemon, will you call the roll for us, please?
Director Bentley?
Present.
Director Campos-Spitzy?
Present.
Director Mash?
Present.
Director Matthews?
Present.
Director Norwood?
Present.
Director Pappas?
Present.
Thank you. Director Sullivan?
Present.
All board members present.
Thank you, Ms. Lemon. Well, again, welcome to our board meeting. Whether you're here in person or joining us online, we are glad that you are taking the time to be with us tonight, or even if you're catching this at a later date, thank you for tuning in. We just got off of Thanksgiving break, our first day back. I got to talk to a number of administrators recently and teachers who said, first day back was pretty good. And so we're glad to have our students back and glad for our teachers and our administrators and our students to have a Thanksgiving break. And we are thankful for a number of things. And since we've been reflecting on that over the last week, I thought of just some of the things I've been thankful for in this district. And one is our diversity. We believe it's one of our core values. We believe that diversity is a strength. And we celebrate that in any number of ways. And one of those ways was the Greeley Central had a diversity assembly where students from different countries did dances or sang songs or did any number of, there was a soccer game at one point, but did any number of things to celebrate their culture and their country. We had a number of flags. I didn't count the number of flags that were displayed and exactly how many countries were represented, but numerous countries. Greeley Central, like our other high schools, has 30 different languages spoken in that school. And so it's just a reminder when you see everybody together, exactly how diverse this district is. And we're very thankful for the diversity that we have. We're also thankful for our partners. And we had a couple of partners that we were especially thankful for. Chevron, who has been amazingly generous to our district, and the Weld Food Bank, who is also amazingly generous to the students in our district. They partnered at Centennial during the week before Thanksgiving and gave away 450 Thanksgiving meals to Centennial Elementary School families, and that also involved the teachers and administrators at Centennial. So a great shout out to our partners. Another great partner that we have is the Success Foundation, and they also have innovative learning grant applications open. And so I just want to make everyone who is tuning in, if you're a teacher in the district and you have a project that you've dreamed of doing with your students, this is what the grant's for. So please see the Success Foundation, apply on their website. And also want to let, just as a reminder, everybody know that it's open enrollment time, and you have until December 20th to open enroll your student to any school in the district. And one last person we want to say thanks for. This is Ms. Terry Pappas, Vice President Terry Pappas' last meeting. That is tonight. And so we are thankful for 8 years of service as a board member, many years of service as a teacher and administrator, and just as our vice president for the last 6 years. So she leaves an incredible legacy in this district, and we're very thankful for her. With that, we'll move on with the rest of our meeting, and we'll need to approve our agenda.
I move that the Board of Education of Greeley Evans School District 6 approves the agenda as presented.
Second.
Thank you both. Is there any discussion on the agenda? Ms. Lemon, will you give us a vote, please?
Director Bentley?
Aye.
Director Campos-Spitzy?
Aye.
Director Mash?
Aye.
Director Matthews?
Aye.
Director Norwood?
Aye.
Director Pappas?
Aye.
Director Sullivan?
Aye.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you, Ms. Lemon. We're now to our board member comments and reports. And Mr. Norwood, would you lead us off tonight?
Sure, be glad to. I had to miss the first part of the meeting last time due to a situation I had to go to, but I had the opportunity to go to the Marine Corps Ball, which was a lot of fun, very elegant, and it's amazing what the kids out there can do. Also had a chance to go out to Northridge to to see the new culinary area that they had, which was fantastic as well. So I'm kind of still catching up a little bit here, but I just did too want to take a minute to thank Ms. Pappas for her dedication to the district, the respect that she's brought to the board, the respect that she's brought to the district, and you will be missed.
Thank you, Mr. Norwood. Ms. Sullivan.
Just as I had said upstairs, it's amazing the amount of time and the years that you've actually committed to this school district and this community, and you will be missed. And I don't know of anyone else that's put the time in and the energy and the effort and been fully committed with all their heart in what you've done. So thank you for what you've put in, and I really hope to see what your next steps are moving forward. Hope it's some time off, though. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sullivan. Dr. Campos-Spitzy.
Yeah, so I've gotten to enjoy the holidays, as hopefully you all have as well. So saw a lot of familiar faces at the turkey trot, and at Lincoln Park this weekend they're doing their winter holiday fest, and so please get out on the weekends. Lincoln Park looks amazing. They've converted it into a winter wonderland, so good job, DDA. I also wanted to spend most of my comment time today to just thank Terry. I've known her for about a year, probably less than most people in this room, but started getting to know her about a year ago, maybe over that, when I decided I wanted to run for school board. And she was literally the first person, she and Natalie Mash were the first two people that I sat down with to talk seriously about that possibility. And so I this is for you, Terry, but I didn't know you, not like everybody else. I didn't know about this like huge reputation that you have in the district, but there was one person, I'm gonna get emotional. There was one person who spoke highly of you, and that was Marta Espinosa Quesada. And she co-mothers my children with me. She's our nanny, and I just think the world of Marta. She's, as you know, an angel on earth, and she said, Terry's one of the most amazing people I've met. My daughter had the privilege of being in Madison when Terry was there, and Terry's one of the few teachers who knew every child's name in that school building. And her respect for you just to me spoke volumes from when I first met you. And then I've gotten to know you over the last year, and your direction for me as a board director, and just showing me the ropes and showing me what that means, what the role means to be looking at things from a larger point of view rather than getting into the weeds. But for example, your guidance with the dual immersion program, when we brought that to the table that we wanted to expand dual immersion options, Terry then told me, now Brenda, you've brought the idea and now step back. That's the role of the board director. You don't have to micromanage all the details and how it gets implemented. We have people to do that. And so I really do appreciate your guidance. And then even just, we got to have an appreciation dinner with Terry not too long ago. And we're asking her for kind of words of wisdom as we move on in our roles as board directors for the next 4 years. And one of the things that she said that just struck me, it just shows who she is and her character, and her love of all of our students, especially some of our most marginalized, was she wanted to bring back these bus tours to District 6 where we could show our community members what our district looks like, and drive them from the southernmost part of District 6 in Evans to the northernmost part, from the easternmost part of District 6 to the west part of town, just to show our supporters, our community partners, this is District 6, and we do have a high poverty student population, and just to make our community aware of that. And so your years at Billy Martinez and Madison, I mean, more than proved to me that your heart has always been with our children who are most at risk. And even, I think this morning I got an email from you about La Fiesta. Terry, on all her free time, she continues to champion students, especially early childhood education, and has this beautiful organization called SEVA, and they do brain bags for kids that are totally free, that come with books and activities, and they do a brain camp every summer, and for the holidays, actually, I think it's this Saturday, right? At Rodarte Center, they host a holiday fiesta with a Santa Claus and activities and music, and it's just, her heart is our community, it is our children, and I'm so happy to have gotten to serve a year alongside of you and to learn from you, and I hope that we make you proud. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Campos-Spitzy. Mr. Bentley.
Yeah, kind of a slow couple weeks with the break, the Thanksgiving break. The one thing I did do outside of the meeting was I got to go to Centennial BOCES, which was something that Terry's passing on to me. It's a group of directors from multiple Board of Educations in Northern Colorado, and they support the smaller districts, usually in the way of money of some sort. They raise money and kind of help other districts that have programs and plans and resources that they maybe wouldn't have just because of funding issues. So we're more there as support. We don't get a lot, I don't think, from them, from what I've gathered so far, but it's kind of neat to see the differences between the two, or the size of school districts and the way that they have to navigate challenges because of funding and stuff. But kind of leads me into the Terry comments. When I was elected in 2021, they do the board. They usually assign like a liaison or a mentor, and I was lucky enough to have Terry assigned to me. So that what that meant to me was I got to usually sit next to her. We got to go to coffee every Friday before the board meeting, so I knew these big words and all the acronyms and the ins and the outs. And I really was lucky and blessed to have her. At first, it was a little stagnant, and you could cut the air. It was a little, but she opened up quickly. Between her and Natalie, I've never disagreed with anybody, probably fundamentally more on a lot of stuff, but she's proved to me like it's been the weirdest and most rewarding transition to kind of be able to have an argument with a human and then her not to hate me, after we're done. She's been really great at being loving and supportive and respectful. And they talk about the institutional knowledge getting passed down. You always hear that in long-running places like this. And Terry is the epitome of institutional knowledge. There's not a building, there's not an event, there's not a place we go that she doesn't know multiple people from way back to just, and it's just like there's a story and a reason. And just to be in the presence of a lady that is so fierce and brave, but also so elegant and refined is truly been a blessing, and I feel lucky to have served and got to know Terry as my friend. So thank you for everything, and hopefully stay in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bentley. Ms. Mash.
So in terms of events that we've gotten to attend, I really did enjoy the cultural assembly at Greeley Central. It was a beautiful celebration of all of the students that make up Greeley Central, and it was really fun, along with music. They had singing performances, dancing performances, games, always explained in the students' native language, which was really fun to get to hear the explanation in French and Italian and various languages. And it was just such a celebratory atmosphere. And Scott Elementary got to come, and so I think that's really wonderful for the elementary kids to get to see what we're doing in our high schools and have that to look forward to, and also see their culture represented and be really excited about that. So this evening has been so much fun to celebrate Terry. I know that she doesn't love to be the center of attention, but I'm sorry, we have to talk about all of the wonderful things about you. But I echo everything that everyone said, and I love that some of the words I wrote down, like fierce, is on here. But I do really want to highlight your humility and your generosity. I was appointed to the board much like Dr. Brenda, and yeah, you have so much institutional knowledge from being a teacher and being in the district for so long, but it always felt like, here's the information I have, let me share it with you, let me give it to you. It never felt like, well, I'm sorry, you don't know that. It was from day one, just encouraging and just welcoming, and, assisting with like, here's the timeline for elections and things like that, that I really, really appreciated. There are a number of women in my life that I credit with, some of my development, mostly, in elementary school and high school. But as an adult person, Terry, you'll be a part of that list of mentors and just people that I have gleaned knowledge and traits from that I hope to emulate. Just your quiet openness. I had a conversation with Terry on the phone today where I stopped and I was like, Terry, are you still there? And she's like, yeah, I'm just listening. And I was like, oh, listening. I really need to get better at that because I probably would have interrupted a person, setting up their story a number of times. So you're excellent at listening. And I realize all the things I wanted to say about you are just how you've benefited me. And obviously, you have given so much to this district, but I am privileged to get to serve another 4 years, and I will be taking so many notes and the ways that I've seen you love and serve this district and bring those forward in the ways that you have done such a great job. And truly the word wisdom is just what comes to mind when I think of you, Terry. And I thank you for all the times that I have called upset about something and here's what I'm going to say and here's how I feel. And you have just asked the questions of how is that going to help? How is that going to make you feel? What is the purpose? How do you want to move forward? And it's always been, I think Michael said, the right judgment, the right advice at the right time. So thank you so much. And I know that we're going to see each other a lot in continuing to serve the community in various ways. Thank you.
Ms. Pappas, normally you're next, but could I go first and let you have the last word tonight? Would
Of
that
course,
be okay?
certainly. Yes.
And I don't have much to add to my previous comments, other than just again, it's been an honor to serve with you and to for all the work that's gone on to be. To have gotten to do that with you and to learn from you. I don't know if you remember this. Terry and I, and for everyone else, Terry and I, the first time I think that we worked together on something, it was in 2017. I wasn't a board member yet, and we went to Chapello to talk about an MLO that we were hoping to pass, and we ultimately did pass, largely because of Terry Pappas and her work on that. And but we were both presenting, and I thought I knew a lot. And I said, I don't remember what I said, but I remember what you said. And and I said something I must have said something about teachers. And she said, well, our teachers have a contract. And it was the first of probably 1 million times of you gently correcting me. And making sure that I got to the right place, but not in a way that was embarrassing or demeaning in any way. And I appreciate so much your kindness to me over the last 6 years, and especially over the last 5 years. And you will be greatly missed. It's hard to overstate how much Ms. Pappas will be missed on this board, because as Natalie was saying, she does carry, or she does bring so much wisdom to this board, and as Kyle said, because she doesn't just know everyone when we walk into the school. She hired or taught, because she was a teacher at UNC. She taught so many of them, and does seemingly know them at a deep level. And again, the wisdom that you bring and the judgment that you've brought has been incredible. You, as was said so many times, for you, all means all. And I appreciate that just about as much as anything, that we all have people we feel like we advocate for, and people that we represent. And for Terry, it has always been all means all, and it's about every student, and especially our students in poverty and those that have the least means sometimes to impact their education, and to make sure that they're cared for, to make sure that they're served well, and that each one of those students receives the best that we have to give as a school district. And then, Terry, I think probably the thing I admire most is just your character and your integrity. And, that means something for all of us, right? When we have character and integrity, it means showing up when we said we were going to show up and doing what we said we were going to do. And certainly Terry does that. But for board members, that means something very specific. And it means just staying in our role and not trying to do more than we are supposed to do. And that takes, it's one thing for, and you said this, Dr. Campos-Spitzy, but it's one thing for you or I who don't come from education to sort of stay at a high level and not to get in the weeds and not to try to micromanage the work. It's another thing when you've hired so many people in the district and you've done so much in this district. And I can't think of a time. Well, I can think of one. There was a time at Heath where a student was in the street, and I think you had to go. But other than that, one time I can't think of a time where you tried to get into the weeds. And I'm sure, again, that the temptation to do that, to try to micromanage, to try to solve problems, from a board seat, but that was not a board problem, was immense. And you, again, it takes an incredible amount of discipline and character and integrity to do that. And I will miss that, and just personally, I will miss you and all the time that we've spent together. And it's odd to think about going to an agenda setting meeting in a few weeks and you not being there, and it will feel weird. And hopefully I will get to see you in some other venue, and we'll do something else together. But thank you for all that you've done for the district, all that you've done for me.
This tonight has just been really humbling. And I really thank my board members, my fellow board members, for your kind words and comments. And earlier, the Council of Student Reps, I really appreciate you. It means a lot to have all of you share your feelings with me. The reception was just amazing, and I just want to make sure I thank all the people that had a part in that. I know many of you are sitting over there right now, and some of you aren't, but it meant a lot. And it meant a lot to have so many people show up and just show love, and it was great. I'm not gonna lie, it was really great. So thank you for that. So part of what I hear people saying is showing up and being here, and what you have to remember is that I have been part of this district for a very long time, since 1966, when I first entered the doors at Heath Junior High. And I have been a student, a parent, a teacher, an administrator, a consultant, school board member. I have never not been part of District 6. And so that gives me I'm so fortunate. I'm so fortunate to know so many people in this community, and many of you in this room, and many of you that might be watching, and all of our educators and administrators and many families and students. I am who I am because of all of you. And I also want to make sure that I recognize the school board that served in 2015, the members of that board that made a courageous decision to hire Dr. Pilch as our superintendent. And she is right. I did interview her to make sure that she was the right person that I wanted to work with. And that school board, Roger DeWitt, Rhonda Solis, John Hafley, Doug Lydiak, Logan Richardson, I forget Steve Hall, Julia, I can't forget Julia, Richard. They made the courageous decision. And even prior to hiring Dr. Pilch, they started the process of developing a strategic plan, which we called Innovation 2020, I-2020. And the school board and leadership team and community members had input into that. And that strategic plan is still in place in Innovation 2030. And many community members, many of you, many educators and students participated in the revision for us to develop I-2030. And I say that because when you've been in this district as long as I have, there have been so many changes in this district. And I have been on multiple action planning teams to do strategic planning. And those strategic plans, I have no idea what happened to them. Could have been abandoned, thrown away. I have no idea what happened to them. But it is 8 years later, and we are still staying true to what is identified in our I-2030. So I say that tonight, and I'm telling you this because education is vulnerable, and we have to pay attention, and we have to remember that what we do every day is important. And I know some of this has already been said, but I just want to reiterate what Michael said about some of our values and beliefs. But many people have asked me, what are you proud about? And I'll tell you what I'm proud about for me, but also for this board and former boards. I am proud that we have, over the last 8 years, and particularly the last 3 years, when there has been somewhat of an intentional and purposeful move to disrupt or distract us from our work. And we have stayed true. We have stayed true to what we believe. And I'm just going to read this to you because I want you to remember this. And Tanis is probably out there saying, okay, here she comes, but I want you to remember this. We are staying true to our mission values, our mission, vision, and values. We are preparing our students, every student, and yes, all means all, and in my mind, it's every student. We are providing them with opportunities and resources and access to choices to prepare them to be college and career ready. We are partnering with our communities and families to be better. And most importantly, when decisions are made, we stay true to our values and our beliefs. Students come first. We believe that every child can achieve, and we believe diversity is a strength to be celebrated and recognized. And we are striving to build positive relationships with every family and every student and all community members. We promote access, opportunity, and choice intentionally. Look around this district and that we are promoting access, opportunity, and choice. We are committed to hiring and retaining staff, and we commit to excellence, innovation, and continuous improvement. And as I said before, even though the last 3 years have been somewhat challenging, and for some of us personally disruptive in our lives, this board has stayed true to all that I have just said. We have stayed true to the belief that our children come first, and that's how decisions are made. So I just want to say thank you again. I'm humbled by the outpouring of support that I have received and this board has received over the past several years. And I am grateful for all of you. And I look forward to, not coming to the school board meetings on Monday night, but I do look forward to staying part of District 6 because I am District 6. And I thank all of you very, very much. Thank you.
That concludes board member comments and reports. And so we're on to our work session report. Ms. Lemon, will you provide our work session report for us, please?
The work session was short with an overview of upcoming events and the opportunity for board members and the Council of Student Representatives to debrief the work session.
Thank you, Ms. Lemon. Speaking of our Council of Student Representatives, we have a report from them. And so, Dr. Pilch, is there anything that you need to do in introduction of our Council of Student
I
Representatives?
think I need to introduce Mr. Aaron Allen, is what I think I need to do. No? How about our students? Carrie Leffler? All right. Whomever it is, come on up. Come on up. We have students from Union Colony here tonight.
Board and Dr. Pilch. I'm Carrie Leffler. I'm the principal at Union Colony Preparatory School. I'm proud to introduce our two Union Colony Preparatory students who serve on the Council of Student Representatives, Senior Richard Alania Canto and Junior Brandon Ramirez. Both Richard and Brandon are great examples of the wonderful students we have at Union Colony, and I'm proud to have them represent our school. They will be sharing highlights about what makes Union Colony special to them and their classmates. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much, everyone, for your time today to listen to us talk about our school, Union Colony Preparatory School. My name is Richard Freddie Alani Canto, and I am a senior at Union Colony and the Vice President for the District 6 Council of Student Representatives. I appreciate the opportunity for my colleague and I to highlight what is special to us about Union Colony Preparatory School, and I personally believe what makes Union Colony such a great place for students is the community of people that go there. I can strongly and proudly say that there isn't a single teacher there that isn't committed to the growth and development of the students that go there. And despite having a smaller student body than most schools, we continue to offer a good variety of academic clubs for students to be involved with. Speaking from my personal experience, currently being in 5 clubs at the school, I can say that the sense of community does happen, and the students involved in those clubs get to grow in essential skills like leadership and selflessness. As they volunteer and hold events at the school, I've seen leadership displayed at our school during moments of uncertainty or through a pursuit of creativity. For example, at our homecoming this year, I saw one of our students display their leadership through their creativity by leading others to a beautifully decorated commons by using what we already had on hand since we don't have access to a huge decorations budget. In another one of our clubs, I've seen selflessness displayed through the amount of time our students pour into volunteering. Whether it's school-related or not, our students get to grow in these areas in our community and are set for success in their future. Not only are they prepared through these areas of growth, but one of our alumni from the year of 2023 said that Union Colony has adequately prepared them for college classrooms and work expectations. Through Union Colony's expectations and structures, the 2023 alumni and past CSR representative said, and I quote, "Union Colony has done a good job at my transition from senior in high school to a college freshman." I would like now to hand over the mic to my good friend and schoolmate, Brandon, to further talk about his personal experiences with Union Colony and what he thinks makes it so great.
Good evening. My name is Brandon Ramirez, and I'm a junior at Union Colony. I'm a representative for the Council of Student Representatives. I have been attending Union Colony for 5 years, and I've learned a lot to love about the school. Being a smaller school, a person can get to know every person in their grade level. I remember leaving school to do online due to COVID, but the year after, I returned and I was welcomed by all the friends I knew. It was nice to know that I would be returning as if I never left. Another thing I would like to talk about is the amount the school is the amount of clubs that you can join. I'm currently a part of 4 clubs, and I enjoy being part of each of the clubs. A topic that I want to talk about is the ability to take college classes. At our school, you can take college classes at Ames. Union Colony will pay for it. Taking a college class prepares students for when they do go to college. Also, this allows students to study more into a topic that they are interested in. For example, 2 of my friends have an interest in learning the language Japanese. With Ames, they are able to achieve that and are still improving on the language and how to speak it. Speaking with them, they enjoy having the ability to have college classes for the things that they want to learn and are passionate for. The school promotes and encourages students starting at freshman year to take college classes and get a college class experience. There's also flexibility, such as doing Ames classes online or in person, which is made easier for students who do want to take college classes because the Ames Community College Greeley campus is right across from Union Colony. which means that students don't have to travel far to make it to their college classes. Since the Ames campus is right across from Union Colony, this gives students the opportunity to take advantage of the campus. Once a student is registered as an Ames student as young as freshman year, that student has multiple resources that they can take advantage of. Of course, you don't need to take Ames classes until your senior year, which means that there is no worry about taking an Ames class during your early years of high school. This allows more freedom to the students who attend Union Colony. This became useful to me when I started getting stressed about getting good grades and having enough time to study for classes. I was able to take a break and focus on my schoolwork. I enjoy how you are given the choice to decide what you want to do, whether it's taking an extra college class or focusing on the classes you are taking in school. Thank you for your time. Have a good evening.
Thank you all for being here tonight. We certainly appreciate the update from our Council of Student Representatives. And I just wanted to point out that we do have our two members of our Council of Student Representatives sitting with us tonight, and that's Reagan Mendelis and Natalie Loaiza Valenzuela. Did I get that right, guys? Sorry. Thank you for being here tonight, and we appreciate your voice always. Ms. Pappas, sorry.
That's okay. I just want to remind people and just to keep in the forefront of your thinking that the reason we have the Council of Student Reps present at our board meeting is because it was an idea that came from them last year after they attended CASB, the Colorado Association of School Board Conference. They came to us, Reagan, I believe you were part of that meeting, came to us and said, it'd be really great if we could have a voice in the district. And so here you are with a voice. And then tonight with Richard and Brandon coming and sharing the information about Union Colony, that means a lot. And so just want to keep that in our thinking. Great ideas come from young people. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pappas. We're next on our agenda is our superintendent's honor roll and report. So Dr. Pilch, I will give it to you.
Thank you, President Matthews. We have lots of honor roll awardees tonight. I'm really excited. A lot of opportunity before we came in to meet several of these young people and their coaches or sponsors. And so we have some here from each of our high schools to recognize. It's that time of year where we have finished with qualifying for state and state championships and other recognitions with athletics and activities. And we're just really pleased to bring our students and their athletic directors before you tonight. And we have Mr. Anthony Osmus, our assistant super secondary, who's going to introduce to you the first of the crowd pleasers. And then after each group is introduced, we would welcome you to, if there's any comments that you want to share as the coach, or if you want to ask one of your students to speak, however you'd like to do that, and then we'll come up for a picture here in front of the dais. But I'll just remind everyone that historically, District 6 has only recognized state championship winners. And last spring we said, we have so many students doing so many amazing things, and really making a state championship is a big deal, but it's also really high to attain and achieve in a state like Colorado. And so we said, hey, let's recognize our students who are qualifiers and who make it to playoffs, as well as our state championship winners. And so we started doing that this fall, and we're excited to have some of those individuals here tonight. And we actually do have a national winner here too. Okay, Mr. Osmus, you're up.
Belch, we are very excited tonight to bring you some state qualifiers, some state champions, and actually some national qualifiers. And so I want to start with some gratitude. I want to thank our teachers and our sponsors and everyone who spend their time coaching and supporting these students. We can't do this work without them, so we do thank them. And also thank the parents, because I know it's the parents. As a parent myself of 4 children in this district, the time that they put in getting their kids where they need to be in early pickup and late pickup and coordinating schedules and all of that. So we appreciate the parents. And then also lastly, just thanking the students for all the hard work. You're balancing in classroom work and everything that you're doing outside the classroom. And we just are here tonight to celebrate all of that. So I'm going to turn this over to our athletic director, Chris Klein, to introduce each school. And it will get very busy out here. We're going to have one big picture when we're done. We have got quite a few coming.
So, Mr. Osmus, just to clarify, we're going to do one large picture,
One big picture.
not one of every group. Okay. All right. So, moms and dads, come on up. If you want to get a picture of these kiddos while they're here, feel free to do that.
Well, thank you very much for your time. We're so happy to be here to have these students recognized for their hard work. You think about the hard work they put in year round, and many coaches and sponsors are with these kids so many hours, and these students put in so much hard work to get here, and we thank you for this opportunity to recognize them. Today, we are going to go in alphabetical order. So our first group up will be Greeley Central, recognized by their athletic director, Sean Scribick.
Thank you, Chris. Board and Dr. Pilch, it's my honor to present the only cross-country runner from Greeley to qualify for the state championship meet, Nico Sanchez and his coach, Barbara Johnson.
Thank you. Just a few words about Nico. He's a junior at Greeley Central High School, and he is our first state qualifier in 5 years. We are in a very difficult region. You have to be in the top 15 to make it to state. And he managed to, even though we had the third place state team in our region, he managed to come in 11th overall and punched his ticket to the state meet. He ran a sub 17 twice this season and then just did it again at the Turkey Trot. So I am very, very excited to see what he does next year, and I'm proud to be his coach, Nico Sanchez.
All right, thank you. Our next groups will be recognized will be Northridge High School, which is represented by their athletic director, Jeff Collins.
Hi, good evening. We have 4 teams to introduce you to today, I guess. We had bowling, unified bowling it was Friday, 10 days ago. They finished 5th out of 27 at the state bowling championships down in Denver. Next, we had our softball team, both softball and soccer, qualified for the state tournament. And then just it was 9 days ago, I think, our marksmanship team won state in Fountain Fort Carson. So I'll let those coaches talk a little bit, and thank you for having us.
Hi, I'm Amy Wallmeyer. I'm the assistant coach of Unified Bowling. We had a fantastic year this year.
And hi, I'm Amy Anderson. I'm the head coach of the bowling team, and I'm an IFL teacher at Northridge. And yeah, we had a really good season. And you want to come say some stuff, David? Yeah.
Hello, my name is David Rivera. I'm a junior at Northridge. I've been doing Unified since my freshman year, and I've really just got to enjoy it a lot. I've made a lot of friends out of it, like these two right here. And it's really been a fun time getting to bowl with everyone and getting to know everyone.
I'm Ethan Wallmeyer. Basically, same thing. I made a lot of friends, a lot of good memories throughout bowling. It's just been a fun experience overall.
It's okay.
My name is Jillian. I've been bowling since I was a freshman year, and I had fun at bowling.
Our next coach is, next up on the list, our head softball coach, Dave Fosdick.
Good evening. Thank you for recognizing us tonight. The girls had a great year. We fought through injuries all year, and the girls had to play out of position all year, and they kept battling. And I was really proud of them. for making it to state and keeping the course. They begged me not to have to talk, so this is Lottie. She's a junior. This is Kat. She's a senior, and she actually was a unanimous all-conference and got selected to play in the all-state games this summer. This is Brooke, our freshman pitcher. This is Belle. She got honorable mention all-conference, and this is Keegan. So thank you.
I want to introduce Mario Colleen. He is our head boys soccer coach.
Hello, good evening. Thank you for this recognition. This means a lot to these boys right here. Just with the hard work and effort they've done throughout the years, several of them that have been with me for 4 years. And then I got from all of these groups, I got a couple freshmen on my team that were in the varsity players. And we just had a great, outstanding year this year, made the playoffs, and we're able to continue and I was just talking to my athletic director too, that I got 3 seniors right here. The rest of them are all underclassmen. So we should continue this drive again. But I wanted to introduce my 2 captains for this season.
Hi, I'm Owen. I'm a senior. I've been a captain since my junior year, the last 2 years. I played varsity all 4 years. We've also gone to playoffs all 4 years, and it's been a remarkable career with this team. And it's just this team behind me has a special place in my heart that I cannot even start to explain to you what it means to me. They gave me a family when I really needed one most, and I'm forever in their debt.
Hello, my name's Dylan Phipps, and I'm a senior captain this year. I played varsity all 4 years. And just like Owen said, this team's a special group. The culture that we have here is something that I don't think you can find very much anywhere else. So I'm very proud of the hard work these boys have put in the past few years, and proud of what we accomplished this season.
My name is Eli. I was the last captain for this team. I just wanted to say how great this team was and how we were able to make history throughout the last 4 years that I've been here on this team. We were able to make it farther than this team has ever made the last 4 years, and I'm just grateful to have this team and make those wonderful memories.
I want to introduce Major Stephen Kinsley and
I always get it wrong.
Gunnery Sergeant Jason Morrison. Sorry, I always get that wrong.
So we're not going to state, so we're kind of unique. We won state already. That's pretty cool, so yeah. This is for the marksmanship team. A lot of people don't see them normally because they're there at 5:30, 6 in the morning. That's when we do most of our competitions, and then we go travel around the state and compete. So we went down to Fountain Fort Carson at the state championship cup on the 18th, and shooters pull it out. It's our third time winning it in 4 years. So we lost it by 1 point last year, which was a heartbreaker. So they came back and won it this year. We have the second highest shooter, Caleb Preet, and in the whole thing there, which I don't know where that came from, but he knocked it out of the park. And he's been shooting. His rise has been incredible. The team is also qualified for the Service Nationals, which is going to Sandy, Utah in February. So, and that's fully funded by the Marine Corps District. I really appreciate all your help with funding us last year to the Nationals. We scored and placed high enough in the qualifier to get the Marine Corps to pay for it. So we won't need your help this year, but I appreciate all the support that you guys have given us. So,
Hey, I'm Ethan, and this is my team, Tim Longacre.
Caden Renaud and Caleb Preet, and I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for everything you've done for us. It really helped us this year, and hopefully we'll keep taking home trophies.
This is the largest trophy in the state of Colorado, by the way. It really is.
Hard to imagine something bigger.
1976.
Are there any school board members that want to be in the picture? You're going to do it all? Got it. Good job, Mark.
All right, now for our last high school, I'd like to introduce J.J. Behrens, Athletic Director at Greeley West.
Hello, everyone. I'm here with our state qualifying softball team, who's led by head coach Caitlin Kingman.
Hey, oh, do I go with that? This is so awkward, I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm talking this way, right? Awesome. Hi, I'm Coach Caitlin Kingman. I'm also a science teacher and also an IB coordinator at Greeley West. And this is my Elite 8 softball team behind me. Majority of these girls were able to make it tonight. I know it's hard with the holidays and just right after it to have everybody here, but majority of our team has been represented. In addition to my coaching staff in the back, I've got my head JV coach, Jessica Marcanic, back there. I've got my varsity assistant coach back there. I've got Brian Holmes, and then I've got Nicole Jewett as my C-team coach. We finished the year with probably setting the newest record at our school, which is 21-7. The last time that we had any major wins was when Don Wagner was still the coach at West, and that was a 17-2 record. So we just set a new record in our building by having 21 wins. In addition to then surprising the entire state by finishing top 8. So I don't think anybody anticipated us, going past just the first round. So super proud of these girls. We ended up with 4 girls that were first team all conference. So we had Elise Hydock, who has recently also just committed to UNC to play Division I softball. She'll be a pitcher there, or who knows, she might be surprised and play other positions. We also have Madison DeVault, who's not here tonight. We have Lucy Steneroy. And we also have Sarah Encina, who were all recognized for all conference. Sarah also was honorable mention for all state, and Elise Hydock was second team all state. So we've got a pretty solid group of girls. In the last 3 years that I've taken over this program, we've had nothing but winning records, and we had regionals last year and now state this year. So, woohoo, go West.
Oh, picture. Yes. Wow, you could tell we were camping outside. You guys can just stand. Oh. We've got one more team. Yeah. Oh.
Our next group is our FFA group. They recently went to nationals where they placed 5th at Parley Pro and earned a gold, right? Perfect. And I'll let Kelly say a few words.
This is our Parley Pro team. We have Tucker Hurley, Caitlin Fenton, Katie Childers, Anna Gibson, Aiden Dattery, and we're missing Sarah Porter. She's in college. So I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of what these kids did. They win their state contest. In order to go to the nationals, a month ago, they were in Mr. Cranston's office for half a day taking tests. They did a 100-point questionnaire test on their knowledge of parliamentary procedure. They had to watch a mock meeting and take minutes on that meeting. And then they had to do problem solving where they were given a set of minutes and a set of bylaws and find out what the group had done wrong in their meeting. And then at the national contest, we made it through the first round of nationals, where in 11 minutes, they have to do 20 debates, 10 main motions, and handle it all correctly, and then be asked oral questions at the end and be scored on those questions. Our kids made it past the first round, made it to semifinals, made it all the way to the 5th spot. We haven't had a Parley Pro team from Greeley West make it to that level since 1976. Colorado hasn't had a team qualifying for gold in the last 15 years. From the test, all of the kids were admitted into the Parliamentarian Association, and Aiden earned his certification for his score on his test because he got nearly a perfect score on his Parley Pro test. So he's now a certified parliamentarian, and we had 42 teams, and they were in the top 5, so they did really well.
Cozy up.
Okay, soccer, Come on, girls, you can come on out too. You want to sit down? Oh, okay, great. You guys want to sit all the way down?
Great job, ladies. Yes. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah.
I'm still.
Well, congratulations to all of our athletes who made the superintendent's honor roll. Dr. Pilch, you still have a report, I think, to give us?
I do. I have one final honoree for our honor roll tonight, and I had an opportunity to recognize Miss Pappas during her reception, but I echo the words that you all shared earlier. Miss Pappas has been with me 8 years of my time here as the District 6 superintendent, so most of the time I've been superintendent. I have worked with 16 school board members, and Ms. Pappas is the longest term board member with me of those 16 board members. And like you, I'm very grateful for that Board of Education 8 years ago who hired me, and I'm grateful that you decided to do an interview of me after I'd already been hired, by the way, to see if you wanted to run for the board or not. And I'm so grateful for the service you've given and your wisdom, your counsel that you've given me and other board members, and your tremendous insight and your fierce dedication to ensuring that all means all when it comes to our students, and making sure that we truly do everything we can to meet the needs of our students so they are college and career ready, every single student. And I've learned so much from you about this community. I wasn't from Greeley, and I've relied on you a great deal to understand our community and to understand our families and our students and our staff. And I will miss you, as will other board members. And like you, President Matthews, it does seem strange going into an agenda setting without Ms. Pappas there as the vice president. But we know you're not going to get very far away from us. I want to recognize you on behalf of the Board of Education and our district cabinet. We have a gift in here for you, but we also have a plaque that we started, I think, with our last couple of outgoing board members, where the Advanced Manufacturing Program at Greeley Central High School, does a plaque for the board member, and it recognizes Terry as a school board member from 2015 to 2023. That is dedication, my friend, and we thank you and we honor you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next on our agenda is our public participation. As a board, we welcome the comments of community members, and we dedicate a portion of each business meeting to provide an opportunity for the community to present brief comments. All speakers are limited to 2 minutes for their comments. Our board members typically will not respond or engage in discussion, but we will ask our district staff to respond as appropriate. Written testimony or speaker handouts must be submitted to the board secretary, Ms. Amy Lemon, and not to individual board members. The board is committed to providing a safe environment where all members of the school community are treated with dignity and respect, and we expect all speakers to exercise their speech rights responsibly. Speakers are responsible for their own speech, and speakers' remarks must be suitable for an audience that includes kindergarten through 12th grade students. Anyone who disturbs order may be required to sit down or to leave the boardroom. We ask all speakers and those in attendance to conduct themselves in a dignified and non-disruptive manner. Cheering, snapping, clapping, and other distractions are not allowed during or upon completion of any public comment. With that read, first tonight speaking, we have Ms. Stacy Castile. Oh, sorry, Ms. Castile apparently could not make it. Next tonight, we have Ms. Ellen Foster.
Good evening to you all. Terry, you're going to be sorely, sorely missed, but I know our paths will cross in other activities that we do. I am, per usual, about 2 holidays behind. I found something on the internet I liked called This Halloween, Please Keep in Mind, and I've added to it a little bit. Please keep in mind, the child who is grabbing more than one piece of candy might have poor fine motor skills. Or perhaps they come from a home that is food insecure and have not had a treat in a long time. The child who does not say trick or treat or thank you might be nonverbal. The child who looks disappointed when they see your bowl might have an allergy. The child who does not respond to you may have a hearing impairment or speak another language. The child who isn't wearing a costume might have sensory processing disorder or autism. The child who looks at you funny when you refer to them as he or she might be transgender. The person who looks too old to be trick-or-treating might be developmentally delayed. Please be accepting, patient, and kind. And I think those words work for Halloween and every day of the year. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Foster. Next tonight, we have Ms. Maria Foster. Welcome, Ms. Foster. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Superintendent Pilch, members of the board, student council representatives. I've been attending the meetings for the last year, and I've had the privilege of watching a lot of different students be honored for all kinds of activities, everything from athletics to receiving academic scholarships to being involved in all kinds of clubs and activities. And as I was thinking about it the other day, one of the things that occurred to me is I really appreciate that you don't just hand them an award and clap and send them out the door. You don't just give the award, but you honor the student. And I know it probably scares the bejeebers out of some of them, obviously, to publicly speak, because that is a fear of most people. But you give them that opportunity to say, you matter, not just your award, but you matter, and your opinion matters. And I think that really sets an important tone in this district. And I see it with the students sitting here. And I believe you started at the very beginning of the year when I first started regularly attending the meetings. And I just, as I reflected, I thought this is really important, not that we just honor the students for what they have achieved, but honor them for who they are, that they have a voice, and we respect that voice, and we respect that perspective, and we are open to hearing it and engaging with them, because it is their education. And I realize that the elementary school students may not be the ones to be publicly speaking, but certainly middle schoolers, high schoolers can give input here in this forum. Elementary school kids can still give input within their classrooms. So I just want to say I appreciate that the district sets that tone for the students and allows them to express their opinions and their voice. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Foster. Next tonight, we have Ms. Kathy Vaughn. Thank you for being here tonight, Ms. Vaughn. Welcome, and you'll have 2 minutes.
Thank you. I just want to say I've had 4 children graduate from District 6, and I've been a lifelong educator. I came here to thank the school board for the excellent job you have been doing for all the children and youth in this district. Books are extremely important to my family, and I believe should be available for every child. For children to have the freedom to choose, a quality book is one that a child wants to read. Books help develop how to think, and they provide joy. They provide joy for me as I was reading to my 4-year-old great-granddaughter today. I believe we should support and defend the right to read for everybody. People in District 6 are fortunate to have this board looking out for children and youth and their best interests. Thank you again.
Thank you, Ms. Vaughn. Next tonight, we have Ms. Angelica Weiss. I don't think Ms. Weiss could make it either. So that concludes our public comment tonight, public participation. Thank you all for being here. Next on our agenda is our consent agenda, and we'll need a motion to move forward.
I move that the Board of Education of Greeley Evans School District 6 approves the items as presented on the consent agenda and authorizes the officers to sign any and all contracts.
Second.
Thank you both. Is there any discussion on the consent agenda? Seeing none, Ms. Lemon, will you give us a vote, please?
Director Bentley?
Aye.
Director Campos-Spitzy? Aye. Director Matthews?
Aye.
Director Norwood?
Aye.
Director Pappas?
Aye.
Director Sullivan?
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you, Ms. Lemon. Next on our agenda is Union Colony Charter Amendment, and this is an action item that also needs a motion.
I move that the Board of Education of Greeley Evans School District 6 approves revisions to the Union Colony Schools Board bylaws as presented.
Second.
Thank you both. Before we open this up for board member discussion and comment, Dr. Pilch, is there anything you would like to say in introduction of this?
I'll just share that this is a revision to the Union Colony's bylaws, which, because our board approves their contract, we must also approve a revision in their bylaws. And Mr. Nate Fall, legal counsel, is here should you have further questions about what this really means.
Thank you, Dr. Pilch. That seems straightforward, but are there any questions or comments from board members? Dr. Campos-Spitzy.
So Nate, I was just I was trying to figure it out because it was a bit legalese. But does it just mean that from the faculty council that the fiduciary responsibility will be given over more to the board? That's what I was trying to understand.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, that's it. Got it.
I'll just clarify that this came to light during an audit process, and the auditors recommended a shift in this language, and so Union Colony has worked to make that happen.
Any other questions, comments? Don't see any, so Ms. Lemon, will you give us a vote, please?
Director Bentley?
Aye.
Director Campos Spitzy?
Aye.
Director Matthews?
Aye.
Director Norwood?
Aye.
Director Pappas?
Aye.
Director Sullivan?
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0.
Well, that is all that we have tonight. Thank you for joining us. This meeting is adjourned.